Welcome to the Explainer. So, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt that creeping modern anxiety about your digital first impression? You know the feeling. In a world where literally every introduction is preceded by a quick internet search, what people find out about you before you even shake hands can completely make or break an opportunity. Today, we're going to break down a brand new methodology that's designed specifically to help you take absolute, total control of that digital first impression. Actually, do me a favor and mentally search your own name right now. Seriously, what shows up? Is it like an outdated LinkedIn profile? Maybe a random social media account from 10 years ago? Or honestly, even worse, is it a completely blank page or maybe someone else entirely who just happens to share your name? Just think for a second if you're losing out on critical professional opportunities simply because of an invisible or just messy Google footprint. There's a great quote from Abdullah Abid that hits the nail on the head here. If you don't control that narrative, you're leaving money on the table. And it's so true. Every potential client, business partner, or employer is Googling you before they take a call or sign a contract. If what they see doesn't immediately scream authority and competence, well, they'll just move on to someone else whose footprint does. It's really that simple. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the Google first impression. Then, inventing personal brand SEO. Third, a new SEO paradigm. Fourth, 4 layers of authority. Next, the knowledge panel goal. And finally, owning your name. We're taking a highly structured journey today because this is a technical system, not just motivational fluff. Let's get into it. Part 1, the Google first impression. Who is searching for you? Look, the way people evaluate professionals has completely shifted. We've moved away from physical resumes and handshakes straight to the Google search bar. So, who actually needs to control their name? Well, whether you're a founder looking for investors, a consultant trying to land high-ticket clients, or honestly, just a professional trying to outrank a namesake with a bad online reputation, this absolutely applies to you. Make no mistake, your name is your ultimate professional asset. Leaving those search results up to chance, that's a massive risk we just can't afford to take anymore. Moving on to part 2, inventing personal brand SEO, the architect behind the methodology. We really need to look at the hero's journey of the creator who built this entire framework from the ground up. 23. That is the age of Abdullah Abid, a 23-year-old software engineer and ComStats graduate, and his background is fascinating. He hails from Wakant in Pakistan, which is a city renowned for an incredible 99% literacy rate. In 2026, by combining his background in software engineering, SEO, and branding, Abid officially coined the term personal brand SEO to tackle the exact problem we've been talking about. Now, what's really interesting here is how Abid actually proved this concept. Instead of just, selling some abstract theory, he applied hardcore technical SEO inwards, right on himself. He reached a domain authority of 10 in just 7 months, pumped out 240 SEO-optimized articles in 30 days, and built a LinkedIn following of over 10,700 people. Only after thoroughly proving the model on his own name did he start offering it through his digital agency, Rafenthic, where he literally guarantees a top 3 ranking in 10 days. Let's clearly define this. Personal brand SEO is the practice of optimizing your name and digital presence so search engines instantly associate you with specific authority. The core focus here is entity over pages. See, Google treats human beings completely differently than corporate websites. For a person, it's looking for external validation, real-world signals, and absolute identity consistency across the web to prove you are a real, authoritative entity. Which brings us to part 3, a new SEO paradigm. How is this different? We really need to dismantle the confusion between this new framework and the old ways we used to manage our digital presence. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive divide here. You simply cannot treat a human being's search footprint the exact same way you treat a corporate homepage. It doesn't work. While traditional SEO is constantly asking how to rank for commercial keywords to drive revenue, personal brand SEO asks a much more personal question. What shows up when people search my name? The success metric is accuracy and narrative control. Even the structured data completely shifts from product or organization schema to person schema and same as properties, seamlessly linking all your verified profiles together like a giant digital puzzle. A lot of people tend to confuse this with online reputation management, or ORM, but the contrast is stark. ORM is highly reactive. It's putting out fires when bad press hits, Personal brand SEO, that is completely proactive. You are structurally building such a dominant, rock-solid foundation that irrelevant or negative content never even has a chance to rank in the first place. You aren't just putting out fires. You are literally fireproofing your name. All right, part 4. 4 layers of authority, the actionable system. Now we're getting into the actual how-to of this explainer, breaking down Abid's specific architectural blueprint for search engine dominance. So here's the actual system. Step 1 is the identity layer, getting your positioning and bio crystal clear. Step 2 is the authority content layer, where you publish real educational insights. Then comes the platform authority layer. And finally, step 4, the search control layer for page 1 domination. You know, a super common mistake professionals make here is relying on just one platform, like only using LinkedIn. But doing that just creates a really weak, fragmented signal. Google needs distributed trust across multiple platforms to confidently rank your name. When we drill down into the 6 core executional components, it becomes obvious that this requires actual technical rigor. We're talking about a personal SEO audit and schema markup, a highly specific name-based keyword strategy, and proper personal website architecture. Add in LinkedIn optimization, authority content with press mentions, and narrative management. The point is, this isn't just about posting aesthetic photos on social media. It is literal structural engineering for your digital identity.
I love this specific point from one of Abid's video consultations. He shared an anecdote about how early on he had logo designer written on one platform and branding expert or SEO expert on others. And guess what? This inconsistency completely confused Google. It makes total sense. If search engines can't parse exactly who you are and what you do because you have mixed titles floating around the web, they simply won't trust you enough to rank you. Consistency is absolutely crucial.
Now, let's set some expectations, because this is not some get-rich-quick tactic. Think of it more like a cumulative, long-term compounding asset. In month 1, identity signals are just beginning to connect. By month 6, your expertise keywords finally start to rank. And it really takes around 9 to 12 months for your entity's strength to become highly visible and durable. But that's the beauty of it. Because it takes time, it makes your digital authority incredibly hard for any competitor to replace.
Part 5, the knowledge panel goal, the ultimate payoff. Let's talk about the climax of this strategy, the holy grail of entity recognition that proves you have truly conquered Google.
The Google Knowledge Panel. You've definitely seen these. They're those big, dedicated information boxes that pop up on the right side of a desktop search. Abid points out that when you fully dominate your name, just like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or even Abid's own client Noman, Google rewards you with this panel. It pulls together your photos, your website, your social links, the whole shebang, right, in one place. And once you have this, you have effectively locked out any competitors or namesakes for good. So the crucial point here is this. Personal brand SEO is not about becoming famous. It is about becoming trusted by default. This entire endeavor isn't about vanity metrics or trying to become the next big influencer. It's about ensuring that the very second someone hits search on your name, your actual expertise and credibility are immediately validated. And finally, part 6, owning your name. Final thoughts. Let's wrap up this explainer by bringing the focus directly back to your own digital journey. I want to leave you with one final, provocative question. If someone Googled you right now, this very second, who would Google say you are? Would those results actually reflect the professional you've worked so hard to become? Or would they just tell a fragmented, outdated story? It is time to take control of your own name before someone or something else does. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.